Right, let's see if this clip is going to be mostly fast-forwarding, or if there's going to be a good number of moments worth slowing down for. I wonder how long until the hint system starts kicking in. Huh. Somehow thought the ice beetles being killed with the plasma beam would look more epic somehow. Instead, they just twitch and drop. No sign of the ice on their backs melting, no explicit flames. Kinda odd considering how the game usually handles, details. At the very least, the flying pirates certainly have distinct reactions to being hit by either the ice or plasma beams. So, why doesn't something that should distinctly be weak to the fire gun have a more dramatic reaction to a heat-based weapon, ruining its day? Okay, plasma beam definitely takes down turrets in a hurry, though maybe it's smarter to use the ice beam, since that at least temporarily stops them from shooting. I certainly haven't proven to be all that good at dodging, that's for sure. In fact, have I gotten worse at dodging the further into this game we go? Granted, that kind of makes sense based on how much more health we have compared to the start of the game, but still, I prefer when my skills go up the longer I'm in an adventure, not down. Yeesh! Was somehow hoping the Metroids would consider the plasma beam something nice to happen to them, just to prevent me from feeling like the new laser is a solve everything button. Yeah, very easy to imagine me becoming even more complacent as we keep moving forwards. Okay, we finally got somewhere to go now. It certainly took long enough for the hint system to kick in once I turned it on. Here's hoping it's not expecting us to have to do something we don't actually have the equipment to do. That would be more than a little awkward if the thing I turned on, explicitly because we're having a hard time finding our way forward, ended up making things just that little bit more confusing for me right now. Of course, it's annoying even without that little factor, since the point it said we should go to isn't in this sector. And it's a long haul to get out of here. Hell, I was really hoping that in this game, I wouldn't have to turn on the hint system at all, and I could just feel our way through everything from beginning to end. I certainly don't recall any real moments of feeling outright lost in Metroid Prime 3. And Metroid Prime 2, my memories are mostly of the especially frustrating boss fights. Does that mean that those two games are gonna give me, the same kind of drawn-out annoyance getting things done as this one, now that we're trying to find all those keys? Or did they learn their lesson after the first Prime, and decide not to have this particular breed of padding for the other two installments? I suppose it's gonna be hard to say until we actually get to those other installments. Well, I suppose it makes sense that the electric gun deals with robot enemies better than the fire laser. Though I'm pretty sure that the plasma beam deals with turrets more quickly. I've probably asked this before, but it feels worth asking again. Just how many casualties have these pirates taken on this planet by now, anyway? I'm pretty sure that Samus alone has accounted for over 100 at this point, and they were most certainly taking casualties before Samus came here in the first place. Sure, it's possible that they're taking more casualties due to Samus than the disaster on the station that made them set off the distress beacon in the first place. I'm also willing to accept the idea that the local wildlife and various day-to-day accidents and experiments haven't killed as many as Samus has in the extended period of time they've been on this planet either. Still, I'd like some sense that they're running out of people down here. I'm not even sure why. It's not like games even in the console generation after this one do a great job of making bad guy logistics look like they make sense. It's kind of a thing in most video games, movies, and TV shows that the bad guys will have a constant supply of people and equipment with no actual problems to be seen by the good guys unless it is specifically plot relevant. Still, this game is trying to be especially more immersive than other Metroid games we've done so far. I feel like I'm justified mentioning the things that pull me out of the immersion, even if only slightly. Wasn't expecting the plasma beam to kill that thing that quickly. Again, this gun just feels so overpowered compared to everything else we've got in this game. I know that's why we got it so late, but still, other Metroid titles, if they had something this much more powerful than the basic power beam, would just completely replace the power beam, not have it as still an option for us to pick. It just felt like it made more sense when we switched around between the wave, ice, and power beams earlier on, and I'm fairly sure I'm gonna continue to have that particular issue for the rest of this game. Still, I'm damn near certain that we've pretty solidly gotten past the halfway point by now. There's more clips behind us than in front of us. Now, if only that knowledge did something for my morale in this given moment. Right, this sector isn't where the damn game told us to go either. I'm pretty sure there had to be a more efficient path to get where we need to go, but I suppose it doesn't really matter all that much that I'm taking more elevator rides than I'd probably strictly had to, just so long as I get there eventually. If only I could think of more to say at the moment, other than I wish we were already there so there'd be something fresh for me to react to. I can't even find it in me to react to the fact that we took yet another lava bath in this game. It's just happened too many damn times in this one. I'm sure it will happen in the next two Metroid Primes as well, but at least if it happens in those games, it'll somehow feel new enough for me to have a chuckle that I keep getting pretty mangled by the environment in this series. But for this game, the running gag would not be funny to talk about that much. I'm trying to remember if spider crawling in this game ever felt outright special. All it ever felt like was a slight relief, since that meant that some of the specified bits of terrain were no longer a barrier for us. But then I suppose even in the game it was introduced in Metroid 2. Hanging off walls wasn't done in an especially amazing way. It was less limited in the original Metroid 2 and in AM2R, the fan remake. Still, even at its absolute best in the series, it wasn't anything all that special, especially since once we get the screw attack and the space jump in those games, the upgrade becomes pretty much forgotten, at least outside of letting us discover some specific hidden items. Hell, I seem to have an issue in general in this series for upgrades that become completely obsolete the instant you gain something specific later on. I just prefer the idea of the upgrades we get building off of one another, giving you more options instead of just making an option feel outdated due to how much more capable something that you get later on can do the same task. It's kind of like, I always liked the regular bombs. They feel useful in all the games. Though I suppose if the power bomb did something to replace the regular bombs, that would actually make them feel more useful. Yeah, sorry, I didn't really have a point with that bit of rambling. I'm just trying to fill the time. Still, we're back in the sector that the hint system said we need to be in. I suppose that's progress. And we're back to dealing with pirates that have specialized armor. I suppose it's no surprise that they consider the phase-on mines worth putting their best troops to protect. And they finally started sending some of the red ones against us. Again, it feels like the pirates that wear yellow armor are among the most dangerous for us in this game. The plasma beam just tears through anything that is not explicitly immune to it in a hurry. And the wave beam has a stunning effect when charged. Granted, the slow speed of the ice beam's projectiles makes things a little more shaky, but a single charge shot landing for that freezes the enemy, which then allows for a single basic missile to finish them off. But the only special gimmick for the power beam is its rapid fire when regular shooting, and that doesn't help that much in this kind of situation. Fucking hell. Is there another way to the room that the hint system is pointing us to? Because there is not a chance in hell we're going to be able to take the direct route when there's so much face-on the ground and on the walls. Guess we're doing a lot more running around explored areas just to reach the next bit of actual progress. Definitely a lot of fast-forwarding going on in the game right now. I knew this would be an issue when we got close to the end of the game, but I didn't think it would be this much of an issue for so long. And I certainly couldn't have anticipated just how drained I'd feel going through the commentary. At most, I feel momentary annoyance when recording the game that it was taking me a while to make the next bit of progress, because somehow time seems to move differently when I have the controller in my hands than when I'm looking at the footage after the fact. Well, there was no real point in clearing out the room. Well, at least I managed to heal myself entirely. I suppose that's something. Guess I'm just more lucky now than in some of the other clips we've gone through so far. Okay, why did I think the guy shooting at us was cloaked? The cloaked pirates have never been able to shoot. You'd think that the sheer number of times I've checked the map in this game that I wouldn't keep ending up taking wrong turns. Of course, you'd also think that I'd have a better idea of the layout of this room since we've been through here a few times already, and even fought an elite pirate or two in here. Again, it's not like the terrain is as easy to blur together as in Zero Mission or Super Metroid. Rooms in a given sector might all have the same color palette and a similar atmosphere, but they certainly look distinct enough from one another and have a different enough layout. That's new. Well, hello there, big guy. Really wish I could give a damn about you, but you're not the first large pirate we've fought. Again, the plasma beam just feels so damn overpowered compared to the other 3 beams we have. Sure, it's not the first time we've beaten one of those guys, but it certainly wasn't anywhere near as drawn out as our other encounters. And with that, it's about time I saved. Here's hoping for some major stuff in the next section.